Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we get started, I just want to say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see, I'm going to be showing y'all how to create the Catfish interior finisher build on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. And there's going to be a lot of different factors that actually play into this build being a Catfish. Now, keep in mind, we're going to be able to get sharpshooting, post scoring, lockdown, and playmaking takeover. But when it comes down to the actual stats, we do have the potential of getting a 100+ driving dunk, post control, ball handle, perimeter defense block, and defensive rebound. So as y'all can see from the gameplay, we're pretty much able to do everything on both ends of the floor. So if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and smashed that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And last but not least, don't forget to comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today. And I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with the response. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of this build. So the first thing that we need to go ahead and do is put it under the power forward position. Now everything that goes into this build is going to be very important and actually to maintain the build name. So when it comes down to the height, I'm going to go with 6'10", 210 for the weight with a 7'8" wingspan. And then when it comes down to the body shape, I'm going to go ahead and pick Define. Now, as we go into this build, I'm telling y'all, you're definitely going to want to be sure that you follow along. So the first area that I'm going to get into, just to give y'all an idea of what this build looks like, is going to be the physicals. So with the speed, I'm going to go 76, 77 acceleration. I'm going to skip over the strength for this build. I'm going to go with an 80 vertical and a 90 stamina. Now with the Gatorade workouts completed, or the gym rat badge, we're going to have an 80 speed, 81 acceleration, 84 vertical, and a 94 stamina. So I think these numbers only get better as you grind this build out more. Now from here, let's go ahead and start from the bottom. We're going to go ahead and get into the breakdown of the defense. So for the interior, I'm going to go 67, the perimeter 80, 71 steal, 87 block, 52 offensive rebound, with an 87 defensive rebound. Now as you can see, when it comes down to the badges, I'm going to be real. The main badges that I'm looking to add on this build, that's going to be glove, interceptor, and post lockdown. Now I also do like box out beast, chest on artist, and then silver challenger. Now for tier 3, all of these are good badges, but I'm really focused on anchor as well as rebound chaser. And keep in mind, with this build, the 4 extra badges that we're going to be able to unlock from my career. Now if you also include the extra badges that you get from each season, I think it's going to make a huge difference on any build that I bring to y'all. Let's go ahead and move up the list. So from here, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. So as you can see, we get 18 badges. I'm going to go with the 79 pass accuracy, 80 ball handle with the 67 speed with ball. And look, out of tier 1, we pretty much get all of the main badges that we're going to need. So silver hyperdrive, killer combos, climb breaker, and then also handles for days. Now for tier 2, I like quick first step on silver. We also get gold vice grip. And then to wrap it up for tier 3, we're also able to get silver unpluckable. Now, whatever area you do decide to throw extra badges into, I'm telling you, the playmaking and the defense is not a bad area to start with. I'm going to leave it like this, but from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the shooting. So for the mid-range and the three-pointer, I'm going to go with the 73, 70 free throw, and that's going to give us 15 badges. Now, honestly, overall, we're going to be able to take this build into any game mode, and it only gets better as we get closed up with the finishing. Now, when it comes down to these badges, I like Amped on Silver and Midi Magician, also Space Creator and Volume Shooter, and then for Tier 2, I like Agent 3 and Green Machine. And for Tier 3, normally I would go after the Limitless Range badge, but for this build, I actually did not go for that. And I'm going to show y'all why after we get into the breakdown of the takeovers. But this is what we're going to look like when it comes down to the shooting, and we're definitely still going to be able to hit free throws. Now from here, let's get into the breakdown and wrap it up with the finishing. So when it comes down to the finishing, the main area that I'm looking at is going to be the post control. I went with the 94, 80 when it comes down to the standing dunk, 86 driving dunk, 80 driving layup with a 76 close shot. Now that does give us 24 badges, but look, when it comes down to the playmaking, we were actually able to upgrade quick first step all the way to gold as well as unpluckable. Now when it comes down to the rest of these badges, especially when it comes down to the finishing, I like Giant Slayer, Post Spin Technician, Pro Touch, Back Down Punisher, and then Silver Slithery. Now for tier 2, gold limitless takeoff and then silver fearless finisher are the badges that I'm looking at. And then I'm really happy that we're actually able to get silver posterizer, then we do get rise up, and then when it comes down to fast twitch, all of these badges are on the same tier, and I think it's going to make a huge difference on the inside. Now when it comes down to these takeovers, look, we get the sharpshooting, so that really does make up when it comes down to the limitless range badge. Now we also do get the playmaking, the lockdown, and then we get the post scoring. Now honestly, if you want to be the best shooter on this build possible, I would first go with limitless range takeover, not the second one. If you want to be more of a dribbling type build, go with the playmaking. If you want to lock up more on the defensive end, I would really go ahead and pick extreme clamps, or you can go ahead and pick perimeter badge drop. Now just to be more unique, I would have to say the post scoring takeover is really going to complete this build on the offensive end. Now I would consider advanced post moves or power backdowns. It really comes down to your own preference and play style. I'm going to go with advanced post moves and then pair it up with limitless range. Now let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly together, and we should be getting these 3 comparisons. And as y'all can see, together we were able to create the catfish interior finisher build. Now just a few things to take into consideration. Remember, we're 6'10", we get contact dunks, we're also able to speed boost, and we get pro dribble moves. Now look, if you do run with teammates that do have on Hall of Fame floor general, and if you do decide to use the correct takeovers and buy your own boost, we have the potential of a 100+ driving dunk like I said earlier, our post control, ball handle, perimeter defense block, and defensive rebound. Now with all those things taken into consideration, I'm telling y'all, I think this is one of the best power forward builds in 2K on next gen. From here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the badge layouts. Now when it comes down to the finishing, as you can see, I pretty much went with all of the badges that are going to make a difference when it comes down to finishing on the inside. Now I like Acrobat, Fearless Finisher, Posterizer, Slithery, then also Limitless Takeoff, Pro Touch, Giant Slayer, and Back Down Punisher. Now if you want to change these badges, you can do so, but I'm telling y'all, these are going to make the biggest difference when it comes down to getting contact dunks as well as being able to finish on the inside. Now when it comes down to the shooting, I like Claymore, Agent 3, Amped, Green Machine, Space Creator, Volume Shooter, and Midi Magician. Now when it comes down to tier 3, normally I would go with limitless range, but we did end up choosing the sharpshooting takeover to make up for that. Now for the playmaking, most of our badges are going to come from tier 1 as far as when it comes down to actually dribbling. So we got Killer Combos, Clamp Breaker, Hyperdrive, and Handles for days. Then for tier 2, we get Gold Quick First Step, Vice Grip on Hall of Fame, with Unpluckable on Gold as our core badge. And then to wrap it up with the defensive end, Glove, Interceptor, and Challenger on Bronze. Silver Anchor, Rebound Chaser, and then Gold Chase Down Artist with Gold Box Out Beast. Now overall, on all 4 areas of this build, I think we hit perfectly in order to be able to take this build into any game mode. Now remember, we do have contact dunks, we're able to play defense 1 through 5, we're able to still dribble, and then when it comes down to the shooting, the takeover is going to make a huge difference. Now these are going to be the jump shots that you can actually pick from, and just to give y'all an idea of which custom jumpers that you can make. Now if you did make it this far into the video, be sure to let me know in the comments what did y'all think about this build, and would you make any changes to it. But again, I just want to say thank y'all for the support, and if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, smash that like button, and don't forget to comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today, and I most definitely will hit y'all back with the response. Now also, I just want to say thank you God for another day and another opportunity. And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.